Shout out to Cinc Magazine. It's the culture, baby.
Yo, Cinc Magazine, Will Till. We're here with Milla Boy.
What up, though? What up, though?
So when the new mixtape coming out, Milla Boy?
Shit, man. Hollow Tip Tears, man. We're dropping it in the fall, man. We're dropping it in the fall. I ain't got no set date for it yet, but I done already dropped a couple singles, for it. Got the videos already out afloat. I got Shots Fired. That was kind of like my introduction back into the game because I went on a hiatus for a year. Shots Fired, probably my most controversial song I ever dropped. Well, anybody who know me know I'm a controversial nigga, man. Then I got what's the one? Back in the Day that just dropped that video. You know what I'm saying? Pretty dope, pretty deep. Then we got Bag It Up, club single. It's, you know what I'm saying? Already hitting the clubs hard right now. Video about to drop. I'm gonna drop that probably in the next 2 days. It's getting finished up tonight. Shout out to Xerox Visuals. You know what I'm saying? For directing it. Shout out to Flaming Laces. You know what I'm saying? For the production. So.
Shots Fired, man. What was going on when you dropped that? I know I had a lot of people talking about it and like your bro going crazy, like you know what I'm saying, like when you put that out there, like before when you heard the instrumental, like what made you come to that? Like, dang, I'm gonna put this out, you know?
Cause I really be on some I ain't got shit to lose type of stuff, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of the only self-made artists that developed a buzz in the city without nobody backing them. I had so many people for so long asking me, who behind you? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, did you hit the lottery? I had niggas ask me, did I hit the lottery before? God is my witness. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a self-made nigga and going through the hell that comes with that, it frustrates you, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta dick suck all the DJs to get any type of love. You know what I'm saying? You watching all these silver spoon niggas who don't grind worth a bit. You know what I'm saying? That just got somebody putting a buku amount of money behind them, where they got 100 niggas behind them. So shit just easy. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it just became a little frustrating for a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I just woke up one day. Sometimes when I wake up in fucked up moods, I do something that's cathartic for it. Like one day when I was in a real bad mood, I got fucked the world of thug life tatted on me. So on this day, I woke up and I wanted to write Shots Fired. Really because people hadn't heard from me in a minute. So I didn't want to drop no regular shit. I wanted people, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted it to be a knee slapping, head scratching type of joint. Like, yo, what the fuck? You know, I wanted it to be a question action type joint. For a lot of people, they would have looked at it as career suicide because I went at too many people's necks. I went at a lot of people's necks. I got a lot of phone calls about it, but you know, I ain't renege on nothing because I ain't diss nobody. I only dropped all facts, man. Like I dropped a lot. I even went at DJs, man. I'm literally the first artist that I know of that ever went at DJs' throats on the record. And it wasn't no diss to all DJs. It was a diss to the money hungry, milking ass DJs. Cause I got love for real DJs. I fuck with them heavy. You know what I'm saying? I talk to real DJs. You know what I'm saying? It's damn near every day. You know, I reach out to them. We connect. So the real niggas, they wasn't offended. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them was offended. I ain't give a fuck. It's like, you ain't gotta spin my shit, man. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real nigga, so I'm gonna make the music that I wanna make. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's.
I like to try it personally because you didn't just go at artists, you went at the DJ, music, musicians, the pastor. You like churches.
I went at churches, went at political groups, I went at DJs, I went at the hottest rappers in the city that I felt like was on bullshit. Shit, I went at everybody. I went at Eastern. I went at the motherfucking racism nigga let it slide. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
I went at them motherfuckers too. I went at everybody, man. And I was one of them, you know, if niggas know the history of that nigga 50 Cent, like what really got him popping, this joint called Ghetto Quran, you know what I'm saying? It reminds me of a lot of that, because 50 dropped so many, so much crazy shit in there. People really thought he was nuts. Like, this nigga had hits on him after he dropped that. But the only difference was I wasn't dissing nobody, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was only so much shit that I exposed without exposing. You know what I'm saying? As far as on the aspect of the street shit, because I elaborated on street shit in there too, of stuff that happened where fuck niggas tried to, you know, play me, you know. So I mean, yeah, man.
So what's the craziest comment you got on that song? Like, I know you had some crazy ones thrown at you. Like, what's the craziest comment you done heard from that?
I had a girl. This gotta be one of them. I had a lot of crazy comments, man. I had a girl comment and was like, "This gotta be the craziest son of a bitch I know," but for some reason, that's what make us love him. That was one of the crazy. What's another one? This white dude was like, "This fool Milla Boy must be out his mind." Like he was like, man, you must be, on some kamikaze career type shit. He was like, but this type of joint can either make or break you. He was like, I'm riding with you. I got a lot of crazy, because it was coming from so many different angles. Because I took shots at everything. Yeah. I took shots. I had a lot of black women, because you know what I'm saying. I took a shot at them, due to the fact, I felt like when I was growing up, they ain't had no love for me because I wasn't none of their type. So I aimed at them too. You know what I'm saying? And, I had a lot of them hit me up, about that too. I had a lot of wild comments, you know what I'm saying? I had a DJ that I fucked with for the longest, man, and to me, he wasn't even inclusive on the part where I aimed at DJs. He hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, shit, everybody on the team feel like you took a shot at us, man. Damn, that's how you feel? Like, that fucked me up. I'm like, damn, nigga, I wasn't aiming with y'all, but shit, if y'all be milking motherfucking artists, on some greedy shit, then shit, tag, you're it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody excluded. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
So let's go to the next track. You said, back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, man. I feel like everybody after you cross the age of 18, you miss the old days where you didn't have to worry about bills and responsibilities and shit. You know what I'm saying? And, for me, I wasn't no exception. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like back in the day, it was a lot deeper because, you know what I'm saying, I come from the hood, I come from the red zone, Right. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of shit change, you know what I'm saying? Like I went through things that could either make or break a man really fucking fast. I lost a lot of my homeboys to indictments just this year. Between this year and last year, actually, it made national headlines. You know what I'm saying? I lost like 25 of my homeboys. They trying to give niggas the chair. They trying to send them off and give them the chair. A lot of people that we lost to the grave. A lady that was like a second mom to me. I mentioned her in the third verse. Shout out to Miss Thomas. When I was a kid, just 16 years old. She with her, jumping in her son beef. Getting ready to go around the corner and ride out in some beef that he had, she accidentally blew her brains out with a shotgun, because her boyfriend was trying to stop her from taking it around the corner, and the gun accidentally went off and blew half her head off. That shit fucked me up. It's a lot of things that, what I'm saying, it's a lot of things that, that people wish that they could go back to. I wish I could go back before all of that shit, when the innocence was there. We ain't have to worry about, narcs hopping out on us or, foreclosure on the crib, bills being overdue and all of that shit, back in the day, man, like, just reminiscing, what I'm saying, times, growing up in the hood, but, it wasn't all bad, what I'm saying, when you're a kid, you just enjoying your innocence. A lot of kids, they don't get a chance to have innocence these days. I feel like even though we had it rough, we still had our innocence, we had our innocence, candy houses, riding on the back of ice cream trucks and shit like that, the fun, man.
So you put a dope visual to it, man. I thought the visual was dope. I know Zorox did it. Shout out to Zorox. I know you put your family in there. You want to elaborate on that? How you felt about putting your family in the video, and how that all came together with Zorox?
Yeah, that wasn't actually my real family.
Oh, really?
That was my homegirl. In fact, today, I popped up on her today or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Shit I was telling you about.
Right.
Both her sons, including the one that played me in the video, they got their bikes stole. So I surprised them and popped up on them with 2 brand new bikes. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, man. I fucks with them. But that's just my homegirl and both her sons that was in the video. I told her, her oldest son reminded me of a young me, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. So, I brought it up to him. I actually made a status on Facebook and, just basically calling out anybody that, got acting skills, that got, kids or whatever, got a son around a certain age limit, maybe between the age of 9 and 12 or 13 or something, and, just letting them know that I got a job for them, I got a move for them, and, when she reached out, I was like, oh, hell yeah,
Right.
you gotta have, you know what I'm saying, and they did a dog ass job. Shout out to them, like, they embodied what I went through. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that I went through as a kid, watching my mama coming in the room, watching my mama crying, because she can't figure out how to pay the bills. Shit, that'll make a man right there, man. When you watching your mama busting her ass, struggling, pops ain't around, all you got is you the man of the family. You know what I'm saying? That'll make you a man real fast, real fast, and that's what it did for me. So him and his moms, they embodied it, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to his other little brother, he was in the video too, you know what I'm saying, portraying one of the friends, but yeah, he got even to the part where, I got introduced to the gang life, you know what I'm saying, got him in the mirror trying on a red rag and all that. He was dope, man, shout out to them, they was clutch.
That's what's up. I want to elaborate on one of my favorite songs, The Thug in Me.
Oh yeah, I'm shooting a video for that next.
Okay,
I'm shooting it on the boat.
Okay.
I'm shooting it on a little mini
yacht.
yacht.
That's what's up.
That's coming up next, man.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Leland, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the singer that's on Thug and Me. You know what I'm saying? I called her up. You know what I'm saying? Told her that I got a joint that I wanted to jump on, and she was with it. She was with it wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ran the hook down to her, and she jumped on it. She was with it instantly, you know what I'm saying? And we got to the lab, we laced that shit up quick as hell, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. We're gonna shoot that video next, man. Thug and Me. That's a joint for the ladies.
That's what's up.
A joint for the ladies, man. It's like a love joint, you know what I'm saying, with some freaky shit in it. Man, yeah, the layout to that is about to be for sure lit, man. It's gonna be lit. I think I'm gonna have Xerox shoot that too, man. So yeah, shout out to Leland, man. And shout out my homeboy playing the Laces. He did the production. Shout out to him on that joint too. So it's gonna be lit.
Now when I listen to that song, it's two different concepts, but it kind of remind me of like Tupac Live and Die in L.A. Give you that 90s feel. You know what I'm saying? It's two different concepts, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? You vibe and you get that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like a 90s feel to it. So
that's actually, man, like I love that type of feel. That's why my music always been different. Like I don't do the slow trap music.
Right.
Like I love up tempo rowdy shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually how that became like my mentor without him knowing it. Cause when I latched on to him as a kid, I didn't even know he was popular. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had no idea. I was too little, so when he died, I didn't get the chance to enjoy him while he was here on earth, you know what I'm saying? So as I grew older and I got hip to his music, I was just listening to shit he was saying, like, God damn, he thinks so much like me. It wasn't even like, my thought process didn't grow out of me listening to him. Like, my thought process was already there, and it was like, this nigga was talking the shit that I was thinking. I was literally going through, man, like I'll say 99% of the shit this nigga was talking about in his music, like growing up, like from you know what I'm saying, the single mother household to, you know what I'm saying, being the only man in the family to mom's on drugs at one point to, you know what I'm saying, you name it, like in them joints, man, like this nigga was literally rapping about shit that I was going through, man, and it was fucked up because, at a lot of points, you don't see yourself making out of that shit, and his music was, that's a big part of what got me out of them situations, man, because I felt like this nigga was, like, he knew, like, this nigga knew, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I was really growing up piss fucking poor, broke as hell, had to get out on the grind and make something happen, like, this nigga was rapping about shit I was really going through from, you know what I'm saying, my early adolescence to being grown, you know what I'm saying, so, and so I got that comparison a lot in my life, and I never actually tried to, like, a lot of people try to get that shit. Ironically, I got on my bandana, but I just like doing that shit. I've been liking that since I was a kid. That I did get from him. You know what I'm saying? But I got the comparison since I started rapping because of, you know what I'm saying, I guess the shit that I touch on and the way I go, but I never actually tried to, so I never looked for that comparison because I can never feel that man's shoes. I would never try to. I don't think, no, not even think, I know can't nobody ever feel him. I would never make an attempt. All I could be is Milla Boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that man did a dog ass job of being who he was. That shit can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to, you know, try and be on the same realm, in the same realm as him, you know what I'm saying? Because that's too much for me to try and feel. You know, it just so happened that our thought process always been so parallel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always been so fucking similar because we went through the same shit. You know.
So do you feel like you the underdog and you ain't getting enough play because you ain't kissing no ass, or how you feel about that?
Man, I definitely feel like I'm an underdog, man. It comes with, you know, yeah, I feel like, you know, not kissing enough ass, you know, realistically not having enough bread behind me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm a self-made nigga, man, but it take a lot of money to kick through this game. And I've done a lot, you know, from being on World Star to being on TV, multiple, you know what I'm saying, major stations, you know, to national tours, you know, like the whole 9 yards, you know what I'm saying? But I just haven't come across the right outlet yet that can get behind me the way I need. But I don't believe in excuses. You can either make progress or excuses, so I choose to make progress. You know, I might not have the handouts that a lot of other people got, but that shit ain't gonna slow me down. It frustrated me for a while, that's why I went on hiatus. So when I dropped Shots Fired, I wanted to let niggas know what was on my mind, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So from your first ever album to this one that's about to come out soon, like, do you see a big difference, or like how you feel you came along?
Yeah, man, it's definitely a difference, because my first joint, I was in the streets heavy. I was still nutting up, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, heavy in the drug game, heavy in the gang shit, you know what I'm saying, like, I wasn't looking to change it, you know, so my music reflected that. That's the tip I was on, you know, I just didn't give a fuck, you know, versus to now, I've changed a lot, I've matured a lot, I grew as a person and as an artist, as most people do, you know, or should do. I grew, you know what I'm saying, I grew into a deeper intellect, you know what I'm saying, to letting people know it ain't just, you don't just gotta have one way of thinking. And that's where people always confuse me, even from my first project. You know what I'm saying? They might hear me talking about some street shit 1 second on the track, you know, some club shit the next, some political shit the next, some revolutionary shit the next. You know what I'm saying? I just be wanting to let people know, like, it ain't that a person is bipolar or schizophrenic, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. It's when you coming up in any environment, especially in the ghetto, you're not just gonna see life for one thing. I'm not only gonna know selling dope and killing dudes and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers that get the lying and they only tell you about hustling and killing motherfuckers and shit. That's not the only thing that goes on. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you how my mom used to keep me in church every Sunday. I tell you about all the times I gave back to the homeless. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, it's so much more shit that we go through. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more shit, and people don't elaborate on that. I elaborate on everything, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people think my head all over the place, but no, it ain't true. I'm giving you the actual facts. The actual facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, of different angles of shit that you grow up going through in the ghetto. It ain't just all bad. It ain't just all gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you know, I'm gonna tell you about, you know, the mamas that been in courtrooms crying devastated because their son got life, you know, or on a church floor, you know what I'm saying, begging to God to bring their baby back because he in a casket, you know, or, you know, trying to be the only dude in the neighborhood to go to college, you know, set an example. I'm gonna shed light on all angles, and I'm gonna tell you about the shit that you go through, you know what I'm saying, being a knucklehead too, you know, in the streets too. Like, I'm gonna get that shit to you in all angles.
You think being in school kind of helped you build your music now? Like seeing a different aspect of the world, kind of definitely build your music?
I always wanted to, believe it or not, like, this was always like one of my dreams, on my bucket list. I used to feel like when I would watch TV and see people laid out on the campus laying on the grass on blankets and shit. And I used to think that was just only some TV shit. I used to be like, man, I want to see if that shit really fucking exists. You know, like, you know, I mean, like, that, you know, coming from where we come from, you know, it's like that shit don't, you know, in our minds, it's like that don't exist. But I always wanted to see that other side of the world. I wanted to see the diversity in people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to see, you know, just different types of people that think different ways. You know, I got introduced to so much different shit when I got here, you know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. I wanted to be introduced to a different way of thinking, a different way of livelihood decisions, you know what I'm saying, being around different types of people. I got introduced to a lot of new stuff, so I definitely think that helped me.
That's what, cause when I heard these news track, I'm like, if he don't make it off this, this is it. Like when I was listening to it, I ain't gonna lie, all that new shit, I was like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. A lot of people didn't understand when I came away and came up here. You know, I made a lot of enemies, not a lot, but you know, I made a few enemies off of that shit. You know, because people felt like I was turning my back on them and shit. You know, so it's like when you make a transition coming from one life to the next, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to support you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not gonna be able to have the train of thought to understand like this nigga's trying to see a better day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, but I don't regret that shit. You know, like I'm going to my second degree, so you know it's all good. I'm an anomaly coming from, you know what I'm saying, the ghetto. You know, especially statistic wise, coming from my shoes. You know what I'm saying? A single mother household, being the only man in the family, literally the only fucking man in a small ass family. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was me growing up. You know, in a fucked up neighborhood. You know, statistically, I'm supposed to be dead or locked up right now. I got 50 kids on child support by 50 different baby mamas. You know, I beat them odds. So, shit, you know, it's all good.
So I know you're an activist and you do your thing in the neighborhood. Can you elaborate what happened with you in New Era?
Man, shout out to New Era Detroit, New Era Nation. I mean, I had to fall back from that situation due to, you know, personal stuff that was going on, you know, but I still support them. You know what I'm saying? I still got mad love for them. New Era was actually my first platform where I was able to use my voice abroad for revolutionary purposes, because usually whenever I would be in front of big crowds, it would always be for music shit. Even, you know what I'm saying, when I talk about revolutionary shit, but people would just be wanting to hear the music stuff, you know, so yeah, with New Era, I got a chance to, you know, spread and voice out more my revolutionary side, you know what I'm saying, and shit went viral real fast. Like, you know, for a minute, you know, they was calling me a good luck charm, because when I first started coming around, it was like the first 5 videos in a row where I'd be talking to somebody and randomly record me on camera, and the shit would go viral instantly. Like, they like, oh, you know, and that's when they realized a lot of people knew who I was, because they like, nigga, you must be somebody, because everybody keep fucking watching this shit. Like, you keep going viral. Like, the first video, like, it was like 25,000 first week. The second video, 100,000 first week. The third video was like 75,000 in the first week. Like, it just kept doing it. Like, it's so many situations where shit went viral. You know what I'm saying? I got so much love from New Era because we scared the fuck out the nation. We scared them. We was the closest thing to the Black Panther Party that people had seen since the 60s. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of black people, you know, they were scared of it. They ain't even want to rock with us. They like, man, y'all tripping. But soon as all these motherfuckers, you know, getting killed, you know, like, you know, Laquan McDonald, you know what I'm saying, you know, Trayvon Martin, et cetera, all these people, you know, even homie that just got killed in the city there, everybody been talking about with the locks. I forgot dude's name. But you know, when people start getting smoked by the pigs and all that, you know, then everybody want to be in uproar, talking about what y'all gonna do, what people gonna do. But you know, when we came out and was doing something about it, everybody was terrified, thinking we was crazy and spreading lies about us, talking about I was hearing crazy shit, talking about we was muscling stores out of money. I literally was hearing the same rumors that I heard people give about the Panthers. Like, of course I wasn't around back then, but you know, like I heard about the rumors that they put out back then, the false shit, and I was hearing the same shit, like almost completely commensurate to that. I'm like, damn, like, it's crazy how quick our own people will be to turn on each other, you know what I'm saying? You know, but we had a lot of people rally behind us, you know what I'm saying? Still a lot of people rally behind, you know what I'm saying, the ideology. Shout out to New Era Nation too, New Era Chicago going strong, you know what I'm saying? New Era Atlanta, New Era Cleveland, New Era Birmingham, you know. They still got my support, but still got mad love for them.
So do you like do anything in your own way as far as being an activist out here, or is it anybody else you work with?
Right now, I show love to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I work with any organization that need help on something. All they gotta do is call me, I'll pop up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll pop up in a motherfucking heartbeat, you know, but I always been a renegade type, you know, like a loner, you know, so it took me a minute to even join New Era. Like, it took me about 3 weeks. The president, you know what I'm saying, was on my head for like 3 weeks before I actually decided to join and come to another meeting. So he was hitting me up, like, cause that was around the time, cause the first time I came around and I got on the bullhorn, cause they was giving everybody the opportunity to voice their thoughts on what was going on in the communities. And when I got on it, somebody recorded it and it went viral real fast, you know, so they have been on my head to come back and rock with them, you know. But I'm so used to being dolo, you know, because if something go wrong, I want to only be able to blame myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm back on that now, you know. But I'm more willing to work with other people, and I don't mind joining another organization if I see they about action, you know what I'm saying, and they get shit done, because I'm a revolutionary to the bone. Like, I'm really a fucking revolutionary, you know what I'm saying? Like, I stand for black people. I done stood toe to toe with police plenty of times, guns on both our hips, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's happened on several occasions, videoed and all, you know what I'm saying? Like, this the shit that I ride for, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that passive shit. That's why when stuff happened with Eastern, I was so pissed off, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't trying to rock with nobody, because all everybody wanted to do was hold hands and pray and shit. And he had time for it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm down for my people, man. I'm down for the struggle as long as I live. You know, that's just how it is. That's how it's always gonna be for me.
Now I know a lot of artists really can't reach out to the kids and let them know stuff. So, is there anything like you would like to say to the kids that listen to your music, the kids that look up to you? Like, anything you want to elaborate on to them?
Don't be a statistic. When I say don't be a statistic, if you got 100 people around you that's sipping lean, popping pills and all of that, watch what it do to them. Learn from other people's mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That's what got me so far in life. I've watched other people self-destruct in a lot of areas. I learned from their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Learn from their mistakes, you know, and really targeting, you know what I'm saying, a young black kids, not, you know what I'm saying, discriminating on anybody else, but my aim is primarily to them, you know what I'm saying, because that's who I relate to the most, you know what I'm saying, like, don't fall a victim to society's jackpot. When I say that, I mean, you know, the graves or the jails, because they win big every time we get locked up or we get shot up. You know, that's all they expect from us, you know what I'm saying? It's more to life than just being a rapper or a basketball player, you know what I'm saying? You got school, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can pick up trades and shit. There's so many different areas, you know, like they done legalized weed, you know, I went and got my own weed business, you know, it's so many different areas where you can prosper in, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let somebody else's idea dictate your future, you know what I'm saying, and your fate. You know, that's really the biggest thing, man. Stand on your own too, as a man or as a woman, you know what I'm saying? Young black boys, your job is to always remember you're a black king and you're supposed to protect a black woman. I don't care what nobody else say. I don't care if they make you feel like that's racist or whatever. The shit ain't racist because everybody else do it. You can't go in there, Mexican or Chinese or Irish, whatever household, and the man of that household do not believe in protecting the woman and the women in that family and the women in their culture more than anything else. That's what they stand for, and that's what we got to start standing for. And if the kids don't start believing that shit, you know what I'm saying, we fucked. You know, because a lot of adults are not hip to it, so we got to get the kids hip to it. We got to get the kids hip to what they job is. Because when a young black boy realized that his job is to protect the black woman, you know what I'm saying, and keep her safe. The black woman gonna realize her job is to be his backbone. God damn, when you got that collective, can't shit break you.
Right.
You wonder why all these nations are so rich, all these cultures, all these ethnicities are so rich, is because the man and the woman are a collective. These motherfuckers don't go separated. They not, you know what I'm saying? Like, they not looking at each other as enemies, as competition. These motherfuckers are this. They together. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I come up with a brainstorm idea and I got a dog ass sister behind me, like, all right, bet, baby, you know, or even if it ain't my girl, you know, if it's, you know, just my homegirl or some shit, you know, all right, look, you should add this into it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, word? All right, bet, I'm gonna add this to it. You know what I'm saying? The name of my business came from the idea of my best friend. You know what I'm saying? She was like Green Spirit. I'm like, all right, it's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start working together. Young black boys, that's what you gotta realize. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta stop allowing the kids to treat the little girls like bitches and hoes. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they grow up and they treat themselves like a bitch or a hoe, you gotta act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna tell no little boy to fall short and be a sucker for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when the opportunity comes, you treat them like a queen. You know what I'm saying? You treat them like a queen. And also, you know what I'm saying? Respect your parents. Respect your parents. I see too much nowadays where parents be trying to be their kids' friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be seeing kids cussing in front of their moms. You know what I'm saying? Sticking their middle finger. I still don't cuss in front of my mama. I'm grown as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hold every door open for my mama. You know, my mama instilled values in me. You know, we need to have them values put back into the kids. You know what I'm saying? If they even think about, you know, questioning the values, pull that belt out and whoop that ass. Simple and plain. You know what I'm saying? So they won't second guess you again. Flat out. You know, that's really where it's at, man. You know, kids, you know, make sure y'all, you know, respect y'all parents. You know, show love to y'all parents. Don't never forget that. Never forget who brought you in the world.
So let the ladies know if you're single or you got something special or what's going on, Milla.
At this point, I'm single, technically. You know what I'm saying? I do, you know, I got my eye on somebody, you know, but right now I'm really just focused on the music shit. You know, I'm focused on the grind, I'm focused on the hustle, but, you know, I'm not really chasing after a relationship right now, because I remember at one point in life where I couldn't pay a girl to fucking even wave at me, man. I couldn't pay them to, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, one thing I realized, you know, when you start winning in life, all that's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? The pussy gonna come, you know, because the money's coming.
That's right.
You know, simple and plain, the money don't come because the pussy come. You know, so I'm not chasing after that right now, you know. You know, I got friends, you know, I got people I rock with, you know, but right now I'm single. You know, I got my eye on somebody, but I'm single.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Man, shout out to the whole Red Zone, man. 7 to 8 Kelly DeGrasse shit. Shout out to all the homies that, you know, that's locked down right now, you know, fighting them charges. You know, the real zone, man. Again, I elaborate 7 to 8 Kelly DeGrasse shit. A lot of niggas just went down behind that shit, you know, when everybody was, you know, yelling Red Zone, didn't know what the hell it really meant or where it was really located, you know. That shit's real where we come from, man. So, you know, shout out to them. Keep y'all head up. Rest in peace to all the fallen homies. You know, shout out to my moms, you know, for always being around, always being strong, you know, and never giving up on me, you know, when the rest of the world gave up on me. You know, she ain't give up on me. She crazy as hell, but, you know, she always been down for me, you know what I'm saying? Never forgot about me, you know, never gave up on me. Shout out to my middle school, my elementary and middle school teacher, Miss Thomas, the only teacher that ever believed in me. You know, I don't want to give the cliche, oh, the teacher said I wasn't going to be shit and all of that, you know, but, you know, it is what it is. Miss Thomas was the only one that actually believed in me, you know what I'm saying? She was the only one that actually believed in me. Shout out to Xerox Visuals, you know what I'm saying, all the videos he done shot for me so far. You know, shout out to Greg Composer, Flaming Laces, Big Mo, everybody that been doing production for me so far. You know, Drummer K, shout out to my homie Drummer K. And everybody that just been rocking with me, man. Everybody that been having faith in me, I swear I ain't gonna let y'all down, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Word up. What? Shout out to Cinc Magazine. It's the culture, baby.